I wasn't disrespectful to anyone. Those guys, I just got there. I've been there for a very long time. I've been through all the ups and downs.
What's going on, guys? ダンクマヨシです。というわけで今回はハーデントークなんやけど、内容がちょっと多いからテンポよくやっていきたいと思います。ネッツへの電撃移籍を果たしたジェームス・ハーデン。つい先日のね、ネッツデビュー戦で大活躍やったね。32得点、14アシスト、12リバウンド、1ブロック、4スティールと、この4スティールってすごいよね。でもターンオーバーが9本と。でもこの点については彼本人も試合後に言っとったけど、やっぱりまだ初めてのチームで慣れてない部分も多いから、その辺が慣れてきたらターンオーバーも少なくなってくるだろうと。そしてこれはチームのデビュー戦として30得点以上のトリプルダブルは史上初だと。ネッツのデビュー戦としても14アシストは記録やと。まあそういった意味でね、本当に鮮烈なデビューを果たしたんやけど、相棒のケビン・デュラントも42得点、2ブロック、2スティール、5アシスト、4リバウンドと、まあ相手がマジックやったからってのもあるかもしれんけど、スタッツ的には全然いい感じよね。でもまだロスター的にはちょっとね、物足りん気がするから、その辺を対策してくれたらネッツもまた一段階パワーアップするんじゃないかと。ネッツね、どこまで行くんかね。俺は少なくとも東の決勝は硬いと思うけど、まあ他の強豪、マイアミヒート、バックス、シクサーズ、セルティックス、まあその辺が相手になってくると思うんやけど、個人的にはネッツ、レイカーズでファイナルね、かなり盛り上がりそうやね。っていうかもうほとんどオールスター状態よね。そしてジェームス・ハーデン、ネッツへの再スタートについて、
It means a lot. Just coming for 8 years in Houston, and then having a fresh start with some unbelievable talent, and obviously the coaching staff, the front office, from top to bottom. The welcome has been amazing. So it's a fresh start for me to go out there and ultimately have a chance to compete at a title.
すごいこう、すっきりした表情しとるよね。8年もロケッツでプレーしとったんやね。まあこれからは心機一転頑張っていくと。そして彼がこのインタビューで様々なことを語っとるんやけど、まずは時は遡って昨シーズンのプレーオフで負けた後、レイカーズに倒された後やね。この時にジェームス・ハーデンは、
as far as with Houston, just wanted to, after the bubble, after that loss, just wanted to reevaluate my career and the team and the direction that the organization was going. And then you look from top to bottom, from the general manager leaving to Mike D'Antoni leaving, to reevaluating our personnel and see if we had enough to compete with the best teams in this league. And as time went on and free agency and things like that started to go on, it was like, well, I felt like we didn't have a chance, and so. As much as I love the city of Houston, love being there, I think at the point in my career, it's not about money. It's not about anything else but having a chance at reaching the ultimate goal. Is to winning at the highest level. So that's where that came into play. It didn't go as smooth as I would loved it to go, but I think both sides are happy.
やっぱりその GM のモーリーとヘッドコーチのマイクが出ていったことが大きかったみたいやね。その時にじっくり考え直したと。そして移籍していったわけなんやけど、このロケッツでの最後はね、結構エグかったよね。俺の別の動画でも特集したけど、この時についてハーデンは、
I wasn't disrespectful to anyone. Those guys, I just got there, Houston. I've been there for a very long time. I've been through all the ups and downs. With that organization, and I wasn't disrespectful towards anyone. I just made a comment, that the team as a whole wasn't good enough to compete for a title. And, at the stage of my career, right where I am now, that's what I would love, and so I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to anybody, especially not to the organization. And, like I said, I'm excited to be here in Brooklyn and, excited for a new start. I regret because I'm not the type of guy to, I don't need the attention, especially the negative energy, the negative attention. Like I've never been that guy. So there were some things I felt like out of my character, but the ultimate goal was to get somewhere, where I can compete. And here I am in Brooklyn. I have nothing but love and respect for that organization, that city, and everything that they've done for me and my family. Much respect.
まあこれだけ長い期間ね、いい時も悪い時もロケッツにいたから、そういった目で見ていたと。失礼なことを言ったつもりはないと。でもこの前のデビュー戦勝った後にね、やっぱりいい選手とやると試合が簡単に進むと。あれはでも明らかに今のロケッツの選手、特にこのジョン・ウォールとカズンズに対してちょっとね、言っとる感じもあったなって自分は思ったんやけど、そしてこの時の移籍候補としては、
Yeah, they were on top of my list, but there are a few other teams involved as well. I mean, it could have got crazy, but credit to the Houston Rockets, who were an unbelievable organization, and work with me as bad as it might look from the outside. Internally, they worked with me and they made sure I ended up here. So much credit to them and very, very appreciative.
やっぱり一番行きたかったのは報道通りネッツやったんやね。これまでネッツっていうのは報道されとったけど、彼の口から出たことはなかったから、でもやっぱりネッツやったよね。一番行きたかったのは。そして他にもたくさん候補はあったけど、そういった意味でこのロケッツがネッツに行かせてくれて感謝してると。そして一番気になるこの移籍を決断した理由、これについても語っとって。
If Daryl Morey was still the GM in Houston, do you think he would still be in Houston?
I'm not sure. It's a really good question. Yeah, when Daryl and Mike left, I kind of sat back and kind of reevaluated everything. Those are two guys that I was very comfortable with in their decision making for the organization. So once they left, I had to figure out was this organization going into a rebuild stage, or were they still trying to compete at the highest level? And that was my whole thought process. That's a pretty special piece to lean on. I think me just loving the game of basketball and having so much talent around me makes it easier. Obviously having conversation with Steve and Mike and the entire coaching staff, and then even the players today, I'm more confident because the things that they do offensively and defensively are similar to what I've been used to in Houston. So just going out there and being me. And making the game easier for obviously Kevin and when Kai comes back, but our bigs, our shooters, and just being myself. And that's the most important thing. I mean, obviously you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on the team. And then surrounded by those guys, you have really good pieces in DeAndre, Jeff, shooters, and Joe, Landry. And I mean, you just look at this entire roster and it's built for any style of basketball you want. And then the coaching staff who, knows the game of basketball at a high level. You just add that all together and it's like, that's a legit chance right there. It was a no-brainer for me.
やっぱりさっきもちらっと言ったけど、ヘッドコーチのマイクと GM のモーリーが出ていったのが大きかったっていうことと、このネッツの今の魅力、ロスターにケビン・デュラント、カイリーがおって素晴らしいし、シューターやヘッドコーチのナッシュやその他諸々を含めてとても惹かれていたと。そして優勝をしたいっていうことでこの球団に移ってきたんやけど、改めて移籍して本当にね、優勝を狙えそうかどうか聞かれたんやけど、これについてハーデンは
it's not a guarantee that me coming to Brooklyn is, guaranteeing a title, Rachel. But I think for me, giving myself a chance is very, very important. At younger, giving myself a chance, but wanting to get paid and wanting to take care of my family was very, very important to me. Now, the stage of my career is giving myself a chance to do something that I haven't accomplished yet in this league, and that's very important to me now. And that's the situation that I'm in, and that's why I'm here in Brooklyn. I'm excited for the new opportunity. Obviously, we know it's not easy. It's not going to be easy at all. But with this roster and this coaching staff and this organization, I think we have a legit chance.
そうね、やっぱりハーデンは MVP も取ったし、プレーオフでもある程度のところまで行っとるし、得点王も取っとるし、オールスターも常連。でもやっぱり優勝だけはしてないと。そこにこだわって今回ネッツにやってきたんやけど、そのネッツでの今後のプレーについて。
How would you describe your conditioning level now at this point in the season?
Great. I'm already motivated. I'm as motivated as they come. I don't really pay attention to the defense and the conditioning because everybody's started the same as far as training camp and all that. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't really focus on it. I don't really pay attention to it. I know I'm one of the best basketball players that we have in this league. So, my job is to go out there and focus on what I'm supposed to be doing every single night. Now, to get back to your question, as far as facilitating, it just depends on the flow of the game. Some games I might, be a facilitator. Some nights I might got it going and, score the ball at a high clip. That's the beauty of having, being versatile and being able to do more than one thing. And same with Kevin and same with Kyrie. Just depends on every night is going to be different. An elite player, an elite teammate, an elite leader, and just a guy that's willing to do whatever it takes to rack up as many wins as we can. Sacrifice. Very good question. I think for me, my playmaking ability. We have two elite scorers that the world knows already. My job is to come out here, obviously score the basketball when needed, but my playmaking ability, whereas getting our shooter shots, getting our bigs, finishes around the rim, and making the entire team better. I think that's one aspect of my game that will excel in this offense. And as long as I'm making my teammates better, it doesn't matter about the points. Like, I think everybody knows that I can score the ball at a high clip. And that's where the sacrifice comes in at.
まあ彼のプレーメイキングを活かしていきたいと。確かにこの前のデビュー戦でも自らカットインしていってビッグマンにパス出したりシューターにパス出したりこうプレーメイキングを意識してるっていうのが伝わったよね。特にこう試合の序盤なんかパスを回そうとしてるっていうのが伝わってきたよね。そしてみんなも気になるこのハーデンとカイリーとケビン・デュラントみんなこうボールを持ちたがるって印象があるんやけど彼らとの共存についても話しとって。
Chemistry, sacrifice, and like you said, we're all elite, so depending on the game, depending on, what's going on throughout the course of the game, that's going to determine who gets the ball and who makes the plays. We're all unselfish. We're all willing passers, and we play basketball the right way. And that's all that matters. We haven't, but, I think for us, it might take a little time. It might not. I think all of us are very, very smart. Like I said, are very unselfish, and we know what's at stake. So, I mean, it's a matter of coaches putting us in position and us communicating, putting ourselves through positions and spots on the floor where we can be effective and help each other out. Each game is going to be different, but I think as time goes on, since we're not really practicing, as we get a feel for throughout the course of games, that it should be a lot easier because, like I said, all of us are unselfish and we want to see the next man succeed. Not only just us three, though. We want to see our entire team exceed and play to the best of their ability. We're really good at it, at creating and creating good shots for ourselves and creating shots for our teammates. Like I said, it's all the flow. I can't predict how it's going to go. Kyrie might score, 10 possessions in a row. KD might score 10 possessions in a row. Like they're more than capable of that, and I'm fine with that. Because we're going to be winning and it's going to be good. So, I mean, tomorrow we'll see. And it's going to be fun, and I'm excited about it.
すごいアンセルフィッシュ、わがままではないってことを強調しとったね。まあでも本当にそうでもしないと優勝は狙っていけんと思うから、この前の試合みたいにね、パスをよく回して調子がいい人にその時は活かせる。この辺を意識してればね、当時のマイアミヒートみたいにいい感じのケミストリーができていくと思うんやけど、そしてハーデンはこのコーチ陣についても話しとって。
Not really. Not really, but just having a conversation with him today was exciting. Obviously he has that point guard mentality, one of the best to ever do it. So just to go over the offense, watching, just him explaining the offense, in positions that he sees me in and, where he can use my playmaking ability was exciting because obviously he's done it for a very long time at a high level. It was a part of it. Mike's an unbelievable coach. He's been doing it for a very, very long time. And obviously Mike is a factor, just being comfortable with him, being comfortable with Kevin, knowing Kyrie. Just those four pieces right there made it easy. Obviously then being in Brooklyn, for me it was a no-brainer.
この移籍を決断した理由としてはやっぱりナッシュよりもマイクの方が大きかったみたいやね。でも当時対戦したことがあるナッシュのことはとても尊敬してるみたいやね。はい、というわけで今回は以上なんやけど、ジェームス・ハーデン。個人的にはすごく楽しみで、むしろね、ケミストリー構築して成功して、ファイナルまで来てレイカーズとやるところを見てみたいと、個人的には思ってます。はい、というわけで今後のネッツおよびジェームス・ハーデンについて皆さんはどう思いますか？ぜひぜひコメントしてください。そして少しでもいいなと思ったら高評価もお願いします。はい、ってな感じで今回以上になります。ご視聴ありがとうございました。